Today I give you a tour through our polytunnel. We will have a look at how the tunnel is built and how it integrates into the rest of the garden. I show you how the irrigation and trellis system works, and of course what crops we plant throughout the year. So let's start. Our polytunnel is placed next to the vegetable garden, the strawberry beds, the pond and the passive solar greenhouse. As all elements in our garden, the polytunnel shares resources and connections with the other elements surrounding it. The pond, for example, is used to fill up the main tank for the irrigation system if it runs out during a long dry period in summer. The strawberry beds next to the tunnel are placed in such a way that the polytunnel acts as a windbreak for these beds. And in front of the polytunnel we harvest grass clippings that we use to mulch the vegetable beds in both the tunnel and the vegetable garden. The polytunnel is also the place where we harden off seedlings that we propagated in the passive solar greenhouse. It is the perfect place for this purpose because inside the polytunnel is a lot of light, but the plants are still protected from the full intensity of the sun. I leave the seedlings here for 2 to 3 days before I then take the tray and put it on the table outside of the polytunnel. This table is situated on the northeast of the tunnel, so the seedlings only receive full sunlight during the first half of the day. In this way, the plants can perfectly adapt to the outside conditions, and after about 2 days on this table, the seedlings are ready to plant. Next, let's have a look at the polytunnel building itself. The tunnel is 6 meters long, 3.6 meters wide and 2.5 meters high. The frame is built with wood that is covered with a standard polyethylene foil for polytunnels. The foil is held in place with pieces of wood that are screwed to the wooden frame. The foil is also buried about 40 centimeters in the ground, which prevents the tunnel from flying away in strong winds and also acts as a slug barrier. A big window at the back of the tunnel and the doors at the front provide good air ventilation and cooling in summer. The roof has gutters attached to collect rainwater into the rain barrel and the rain tank. However, in winter when there's a lot of snow on the roof, these gutters stop the snow from sliding off the roof, which is why I have to free the roof now and then when there's too much snow on it. So what crops are we growing in our polytunnel? In winter it is full with lots of salads, radishes, kale, garlic and other green stuff that is able to withstand freezing temperatures. If it gets really cold, we cover the greens with an additional layer of fleece. In summer we grow tomatoes, cucumbers, melons and peppers. To trellis the tomatoes and cucumbers, I use a trellis system with hooks and clips. You trellis the plant up to the hook and then clip the top of the plant with this clip to it. If the tomato then reaches the top of the tunnel, I simply unclip the tomato plant, lower it down and clip it to the next hook. The stem of the plant then lies on the ground and the top can grow another 50 centimeters upright again. To irrigate the plants, I use a drip irrigation system that requires only little water pressure and no electricity. The great thing about this system is the dripper. This dripper has a clay cone attached to it that is filled with water. You stick it into the soil beside the plant and connect it to the supply pipe that is fed with the water from our rain tank. If the soil gets dry, the water inside the clay cone gets sucked out, and this creates low pressure inside the cone, which then opens the valve on the top and the water starts dripping. Once the soil is wet enough, the clay cone absorbs water and closes the valve. The amount of water that drips can be adjusted through the knob on the top. So this system waters every plant individually without the need for high water pressure and any high-tech equipment. I only have to set up the system when I plant all the seedlings in May and then don't need to think about watering the whole season, as long as the water tank outside has enough water in it. So this was a small tour through our polytunnel. A polytunnel is perfect for everyone that wants a productive and diverse growing space that makes vegetable growing a lot easier. It is cheap to build, and if you set up the trellis and irrigation systems in a smart way, it takes little effort to grow an abundance of food. If you liked this video, please consider giving it a like and subscribing to the channel. I very appreciate it. Thanks for watching and see you next time.